a one-off intervention, just like the UN did, contrary to when in Borno, NEMA was making monthly interventions, and we're demanding that that same kind of attention be accorded to our people. And we think it is time Mr. President comes to see for himself. On behalf of my people of Benue, we want to demand, Mr. President, we believe we should be important enough. The killing, the massacre should be important enough for you to come yourself and see what is happening. All over the world, the commander-in-chief comes to meet with his troops, comes to the ground to see what is happening. Just like my brother in the studio in Lagos said, the chief of army staff, not only the chief of army staff, the NSA came to Benue, they just came to Makudi. None of them went to meet with the troops, to my knowledge. I'm even just hearing that the chief of army staff did not meet with our eminent chiefs. This is shocking. So in terms of the humanitarian crisis, this also is the point for me to raise the fact that there has been no intervention for our people over the years. Okay. If you remember, there's a 10 billion naira that was said was going to be used for the resettlement. This was a promise made by the then vice president when he visited Benue. To date, there has not been anything said about that amount.
Let me go back to the studio. Mr. Madaki, what are you going to say as regards the humanitarian crisis? Over 1,000 households and thousands of people in Yeltwa have been displaced. Do you have any information on ground as regards what's going on there and what can be done to help the people?
Okay, so there have been people living in IDP camps since 2016, 2017. And as of today, I can say that there are about 17 IDP camps across the state. We're talking about 17 IDP camps hosting more than 1,000 families. You know, when you say families, you know what that means. It's not just 1,000 individuals, more than 1,000 families across 17 IDP camps across the state. Now, we all know that issues of succor and emergency are not just state-based. They also fall under the purview of the federal government as well. So as much as intervention that can be gotten and as much support that can be secured for our people will be very much welcome, because they live in squalor. It is a difficult situation to look at. And then for those that are also housed by charity organizations like the Catholic Church, for example, to now get attacked, like what happened in Yelwata, it particularly is a very painful situation. We know that, like my brother, Honorable Igbila, has stated, that NEMA has a structured way of intervening in this kind of situations. And then it is only proper and right in this instance that they also extend that intervention to Benue, because the situation is dire and needs all kinds of help that can come in at this very moment.
All right. Mr. Madaki, let's unpack a little bit of the politicization of this crisis that we have seen, because it seems this is one issue that's hindering, us getting a breakthrough. We saw a video of the governor speaking to the president yesterday, I believe, but the statement from the president seems to allude to the fact that there's a bit of distance between what's happening on the federal level and the state level. Just a little bit of clarity from your understanding, Mr. Madaki. The politicization, the very unfortunate and tragic politicization of this crisis.
I can do it. Yes, I can do it.
You can do it.
So these guys didn't have any YouTube videos, YouTube channels. They didn't have a social media following. They didn't.
Where are we going, and how do we resolve that? Who are the parties involved?
You see, it is very unfortunate that in the middle of all of this, we still have politics rearing its ugly head. The matter is clear. We need to say things as they are. The highest ranking political appointee from Benue State is a secretary to the government of the Federation, the SGF. our father and leader, Senator George Akume. Now, as a secretary to the government of the Federation, he holds, he's in charge of the Cabinet Affairs Office. For all official communications that come through the president, he is aware. So it is difficult to understand why a press release will come from the president's spokesman putting out some of those assertions when we have our own father and a Benue son right next to Mr. President's ear. It's difficult to understand. And perhaps let me even point it out at this very moment, that it will interest you to know that since all of this killing started, we have not heard the voice of our father and leader. He has not issued a statement.
That's the
SGF, the Secretary of the Government of Federation. He has not issued a statement. He has not come to visit. He has not condoled with his people. You see, this reminds me of the story of Esther in the Bible, when she became queen to King Artaxerxes, and somebody had plotted the elimination of the Jews. Her uncle Mordecai told her, "You are in that position to whisper to the king to save your people. You are not there for you. God put you there to be able to speak to power to rescue your people. If you do not do that, when the plot to exterminate your people gets hatched and deployed, it will also consume you." It is our hope that perhaps at this very point, our father and leader will hear the cries of our people and come and stand with us and issue a statement and condole with the people. Let us know that he is here with us. Now, you see, it is difficult to unpack all of this. And for me, I like to look at it in a broad sense. No governor, no reasonable governor is going to be comfortable to sit idly and watch his or her people get killed. We've seen this happen from Gabriel Suswam when he was governor, to Dr. Otom, and now to the present governor, Hyacinth Alia. For a particular situation to happen across different sets of people from different political parties. Gabriel Suswam was a lawyer, he is a lawyer, Otom is a businessman, the present governor is a Catholic priest. If they are confronting the same security challenge and cannot do anything to resolve it, but wail and cry and request and throw their hands, then Dr. Bati, there's something fundamentally wrong with the structure of the security architecture. I say this because they call governors chief security officers of the state. But in truth, are they really what they are called? How are you the chief security officer in your state when you cannot issue an order to deploy a platoon of any kind of intervention to any area that is in dire crisis? And this is the point where perhaps in the long run, as we proceed with these conversations on this matter, to call on our members from the National Assembly that perhaps it is time to introduce legislation that speaks to operating real practical federalism in terms of security. And I'm talking about state policing. Okay. It could not be today, but it's a conversation can be started down the road, sir.
Okay, I get your point. The governor was once on this program, right? Father Hyacinth Alia. He was saying more or less that he was helpless and that Benue State was under siege. Now, what the president has asked him to do is to see if he can call the parties together involved in this crisis. You don't need the state police to initiate dialogue. Are you invariably saying that even the governor may not be able to initiate any kind of dialogue to at least douse tension? The same president has directed the security agencies that he had given them an earlier directive on the basis of which the chief of army staff relocated temporarily to Benue State, right? Now, do you think that will help? Maybe the chief of army staff needs to go back to Benue, or do you think that there are certain fundamental things, as the governor was insinuating when he was on this same program, that is behind this conflict in Benue?
Okay, so I will respond to that in two ways. The first part of it is that when you say dialogue, it means there are two known parties. When this thing started a few years ago, we used to say it is between Fulani herdsmen and...
Don't say herdsmen.
No.
Some herdsmen are
I'm
not
coming.
Fulani.
I'm getting to the point.
It's not every Fulani man that is a herdsman.
Fine, but for
Just
the
say
crisis
herdsmen.
particularly, let me get to the point, sir. We used to say it is Fulani herdsmen and thief farmers, Benue farmers. But we're at a point now where it is no longer Fulani herdsmen. Now it is armed herdsmen. Where do you get them to hold a discussion to? Where are they based? Where are they located? The governor of Benue State and the governor of Nasarawa State, I'm sure, share intelligence. Dr. Bati, with Mr. President's instruction, does it mean the governor of Benue State knows the address of these people that come to invade territories and kill people, that he should invite them for dialogue? It is difficult to say. These people come in the night. They come on bikes numbering over 100, 3 apiece, armed with AK-47 rifles, AK-49s. How do you hold a conversation with people that have no addresses? We only know that from intelligence reports that comes to us from time to time, that they get camped in neighboring villages from Nasarawa State.
Mr.
And all of that, yeah.
As we round up with you, Mr. Gwaza Madaki, what's the way forward? What are the solutions? Because it seems you're not content with the solutions being proposed at the moment. Very briefly, as we round up, how do we bring an end to this crisis? A categoric end to it, not that there will be a resurgence in another couple of years again.
Okay, so you can't hold a discussion, a conversation with somebody that has a gun while you have a biro. You have to be equally matched before you can hold that conversation. The only people that are armed in Nigeria by law to confront this kind of situation is the armed forces and the Nigerian police. So it is our call, and I would like to tap into what Honorable Bila mentioned earlier, that Mr. President, please, the time is now for you to visit Benue State. We have bled for too long. We need you to come around to look at things for yourself so that you take an ultimate decision to deploy the military in a direct and strategic way that confronts these incursions. Because when they come very terribly. The ground gets soaked and all of that. We don't need enough of it. The loss of one life is enough. But the loss of over 200-300 lives in 1 month, definitely something needs to be done, and urgently too. After that, then down the road, perhaps as Nigerians, it is either we look at the issue of state policing or we look at legislation that allows communities that are affected with this kind of situation to bear arms to defend themselves. That is my position on the matter.
Okay, Honorable Willa, in our Abuja studio, your closing remarks, very briefly, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Very quickly, the Constitution in the relevant sections 14(2)(a) talks about the fact that sovereignty belongs to the people, and the government gets its power from the people. So the priority needs to be the people, because after all, the primary role of government is the security and welfare of the people. So instead of us spending 15 trillion on a highway or 39 billion renovating a conference center, I think those funds should be channeled to properly equip the security agencies. When Mr. President gives these directives, do they have the required equipment? There's modern warfare now. My heart bleeds with my people. My heart bleeds with the security agents who, in the age of drone technology, where physical boots are not required on the ground, do our members of the security forces have these equipment? This is one immediate intervention that is required. Second, really, constitutional amendment is required because of the fact that we need to start to talk about self-defense. And in this regard, I expect more intervention, more assistance from the governor. We appreciate the fact that there are challenges to the funding that state governments receive, but we hear there's heightened amounts of money now for security votes. This should be channeled accordingly. We want to now talk about, finally for me, there is supposed to be an anti-open grazing law in effect in Benue. The governor should let us know, has it been repealed? Has he disbanded the livestock guards? If it has not been repealed, then he should let us know what challenges he has, because Section 2154 of the Constitution gives the governor the power to instruct the commissioner of police. If he doesn't respond, then these are things he should raise with the president when he meets him as well. Because we hear Mietiala saying that their cattle were rustled in a state where there's supposed to be a law against it. That means they are above the law. That is what they're trying to say. Ranching is a solution. Mr. President, ranching is a solution. Nigeria doesn't have as much cows. In France, you don't see cows on the streets in France.
I understand.
France has cows just as much as Nigeria.
I understand your passion, and I wish we had more time because this is a critical issue. But thank you for your submissions today, Mr. Madaki. Thank you for your submissions. And we continue to stay on this story and hope that soon a strategy will be reached to bring this ongoing crisis to a conclusive end. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry for the break of transmission because my network at some point so I went off, so I have to connect it and come back again to complete this program. You know, you have had it by yourself, and I wonder why Arise TV cannot give these people time to express their feelings. These are people that are affected by this massacre, by this genocide. I wonder why they cannot give them all the time they needed to speak up. And you can hear what the other man said, what Mr. President told them to reconcile. Reconcile with who? People that they don't know, they don't have their address. So I want you people to know what is going on in Nigeria. We saw a tweet from our White Council, Basalo Ejimako, asking the Igbos to come back, to come on the land table to talk. Or are they waiting for Benue to happen to them? Now you can hear what the House of Rep man said, that even they have a military camp very close to the community, but they never responded. These people they operate more than 4 hours. More than 4 hours. Now you see the reason why we are standing for Biafra. You see the reason why I worry the Mazda can never give up. You see the reason why we say give us the date of referendum to decide if we want to be part of Nigeria or not. On this note, ana m asụ na onye anyị fụtara ka anyị fụ echi, ndụ nwoke ndụ nwaanyị, anyị gbuo n'aka na iwe ọma, anyị gbuo n'aka ekpe iwe ọma, ndụ nka. Our leader Mazi Nankan will be in court tomorrow. Tomorrow being 18. 18. He will be in court. Tomorrow will be 18, not 17, not 16. On 18, our leader Mazi Nankan will be in court. All will lead to Abuja. Mazi Nankan is the medicine for these people. Mazi Nankan is the solution. Mazi Nankan is the solution. And my son, Udochia, they won.
promised land where courage blooms. Mazinamdi Kanu stands defying darkened tombs, a beacon of hope, a voice soon yielding. He fights for justice, freedom, heart's true healing. Mazi asume sumwe kwensu, your spirit ablaze, guiding your people through the tumultuous mazes. From prison walls you sing defiance and truth, a symphony of liberation, unwavering in you. Freedom, freedom, let it echo across the hills, where rivers flow and dreams ascend, where hope fulfills. Gafra's anthem rises, carried by winds so strong, a melody of resilience, a battle cry, a lifelong song. In the shadows chains may bind, but not the soul. Mazinamdi Kanu, your purpose takes its toll. The world may turn away, blind to your plight, yet your flame burns brighter, igniting the fight. Behind prison bars you weave tales of courage, a tapestry of resistance woven without rage. Your words pierce the silence like sunbeams through rain, calling for freedom's dawn, breaking every